What if I told you that the chair you might be sitting in right now isn't real, not in the way you think it is? What if the most fundamental rule of our reality, that the physical world is solid, separate and outside of us, is a profound illusion? Today, we are jumping straight into the deep end to explore the foundational concept in the Seth material. Consciousness creates matter. Just for a second, look around you. You see a desk, maybe a chair, the walls of your room. You can reach out and touch them, right? And more than anything, they feel separate from you. For our entire lives, we've been told the physical world is the stage, and we're just the actors living on it. We live by its rules, and that's that. But what if that entire idea, the most basic rule we live by, is completely backward? What if the stage itself isn't fixed? What if the world around you, in all its detail and solidity, is actually a projection, a manifestation that doesn't come from out there, but from deep inside of you? This is the revolutionary idea Seth puts on the table. He says, without mincing words, that your consciousness is the creator and source of everything you perceive as matter. That the universe isn't a collection of dead things, but a living symphony of thought. And your own mind is a lead instrument. So for the next few minutes, we're going to pull this idea apart. We'll look at how modern science is starting to catch up to this ancient wisdom. We'll explore exactly how Seth says this creation process works. And then we'll get to the most important part, what this means for your life, and how this knowledge can shift you from a passenger to the pilot. Let's start by challenging that feeling of solidity. To you and me, a rock is hard, a table is solid, but what happens when we look closer? When science zooms past the molecules down to the atom, it finds something impossible. An atom is over 99.99% empty space. The feeling of solid is an illusion created by electrons moving at incredible speeds and their electrical forces pushing against each other. You're not really touching your phone right now. Your finger's energy field is just repelling your phone's energy field. And here's where it gets truly wild. Quantum physics takes this into a whole other dimension. You may have heard of the double-slit experiment. It showed that the particles that build our world act like waves of pure possibility when no one's looking. But the moment an observer, a consciousness like you or me, tries to measure them, they snap out of it and become a single solid particle in one specific spot. Let that sink in for a second. The simple act of looking, of your consciousness paying attention, literally changes the outcome at the deepest level of reality. It's as if the universe was waiting for you to make up your mind before it decided what to be. It's a mind-bending idea, and it's where science and spirituality are finally beginning to shake hands. Seth was talking about this decades ago. He called physical objects camouflage patterns. He said matter isn't stable stuff at all. It's simply the form energy takes when our specific and limited physical senses interpret it. Your eyes, your ears, your sense of touch are all translators. They're taking a vast, vibrating field of conscious energy and translating it into a movie you call the real world. Your brain doesn't see, it just gets signals and builds a model. Seth argues the director of that whole process, the one choosing what gets built, is your consciousness, using your personal beliefs as the blueprint. So if all this solid stuff is really just a pattern, a translation for our senses, it begs the real question, doesn't it? What is the energy that's being translated? And who or what is the translator? According to Seth, the answer to both questions is the same. It's consciousness. It's you. So, we've just cracked open the door. We've seen the solid world isn't what it seems. And even science is starting to realize that consciousness is part of reality. But that leaves an even bigger question. How? How does a non-physical thought build our physical world? So how does this actually work? How do our inner thoughts, these invisible, silent currents of energy, manifest into the solid, tangible world we experience? The Seth material explains that we are constantly broadcasting our expectations, our beliefs, and our emotional states into the universe. Think of your consciousness as a powerful projector. Your deepest beliefs, the ones you hold so firmly you don't even question them, are the film running through that projector. The world you perceive, your physical reality, is the screen upon which this film is played. It's a perfect, instantaneous reflection. This isn't a metaphor. It's described as the literal mechanics of reality. Your world is a living feedback loop. What you send out in belief, you receive back as experience. Now, a common and perfectly understandable reaction to this is to look at the difficult parts of our lives, illness, financial struggle, broken relationships, and say, I certainly didn't choose this. I didn't want this to happen. And you'd be right. Consciously, you didn't. But this is where we have to look a little deeper, beyond the surface-level thoughts of our day-to-day mind. We have to look at our core beliefs. These are the fundamental assumptions we have about life that were often formed in our childhood or through intense experiences. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough, life is a struggle, you can't trust people, or there's never enough to go around. These core beliefs operate like an automatic program running in the background of your mind. They are so ingrained that they feel like absolute truth, like the very fabric of reality itself. And because you believe them to be true, you broadcast them with immense power, and your reality then arranges itself to prove you right every single time. Your experience will always validate your deepest convictions. This brings us to one of the most empowering concepts in the entire Seth framework. Your point of power is in the present. It's not in the past, dwelling on old mistakes or hurts. It's not in the future, worrying about what might happen. It's right here, right now, in this very moment. In this moment, you are choosing your thoughts and focusing your energy. The past only affects you to the extent that you are bringing its energy and its beliefs into your present moment. By understanding this, you reclaim your power. You realize you are not a victim of your circumstances or your history. You are the creator of your experience, and your creative toolkit consists of your beliefs, your imagination, and your feelings in this exact moment. The past is gone. It doesn't exist except in your memory. The future hasn't happened. It is a field of infinite probabilities. The only true reality you have is the now. And it is from this powerful focal point that all of your tomorrows are constructed. So the first step isn't trying to forcibly change your reality from the outside. That's like trying to change the movie by painting on the screen. The real work, the fundamental work, is to turn inward. It's about having the courage to honestly examine what you truly believe about yourself and the world. It's a process of becoming a conscious observer of your own thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you find yourself in a negative situation, instead of just reacting, you can learn to ask, what belief within me is helping to create this experience? This isn't about blame, it's about understanding. It's about recognizing the connection between your inner landscape and your outer world. This is the key that unlocks the door. It's the shift from being a passive passenger in your life to becoming the conscious driver. Now that we understand this connection, we can begin to explore how to consciously work with these beliefs, to reshape our experience from the inside out. So how do we begin to consciously work with these beliefs and reshape our experience from the inside out? It starts with the simple yet profound act of paying attention. You cannot change a belief that you aren't aware you have. The first practical step is to become a detective of your own inner world. When you feel a strong negative emotion, anxiety, anger, sadness, don't just let it wash over you. Pause, take a breath, and ask yourself a powerful question. What would I have to believe is true in order to feel this way? For instance, if you feel a surge of anxiety about your finances, the underlying belief might not just be, I don't have enough money. It could be something deeper, like, I am not capable of creating security, or the world is a place of scarcity. By asking the question, you bring the unconscious belief into the light of your conscious awareness. This is the critical first step. You can even keep a journal, writing down the situations that trigger you and the beliefs you uncover. Once you've identified a limiting belief, The next step is to question its validity. We hold our beliefs as absolute truths, but they are often just ideas we've accepted without challenge. Look at the belief you've identified and ask, is this really true? Is it 100% universally true? Then actively look for evidence to the contrary, no matter how small. If you believe I'm not good enough, can you recall a single time you succeeded at something, a time someone complimented you? A skill you're proud of? The goal here isn't to instantly shatter the old belief, but to poke holes in its armor. You are introducing doubt into a system that previously ran on certainty. By proving to yourself that the belief is not an absolute law of the universe, you loosen its grip on your psyche and on your creative energy. You begin to see it for what it is, a perspective, not a reality. Now comes the truly creative part, consciously choosing and installing a new, more empowering belief. This is more than just wishful thinking. It's a focused application of your creative faculties. You can start with affirmations, but with a crucial understanding. Simply repeating, "I am wealthy," while you feel a deep sense of lack, can create internal conflict. A more effective way is to choose a statement that feels believable and good to you now. For example, "I am in the process of improving my financial situation," or "I am open to new opportunities for abundance." Then you pair this new thought with your imagination and emotion. Take a few minutes each day to visualize what your life would be like if you fully embodied this new belief. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the security, the freedom, the joy. Your emotional state is the powerful energy that broadcasts your intention to the universe. It is the language that reality understands. This combination of a new idea charged with positive emotion and vivid imagination is the engine of conscious change. This entire process is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience, consistency, and a great deal of self-compassion. You are unlearning patterns that may have been in place for decades. But every time you catch a limiting belief, every time you question it, every time you consciously focus on a new possibility, you are reclaiming your power. You are shifting from being a creature of circumstance to the deliberate creator of your experience. You are learning to use the very mechanics of consciousness to build a life that reflects your true desires and your highest potential. This is the great work, and the power to begin is always right here in the present moment. If this deep dive into the nature of your reality has opened up new possibilities for you, be sure to subscribe to the Living Sense channel and hit that notification bell. We are building a community dedicated to conscious creation, so please share your journey, your insights, or any questions you have in the comments below. What was your biggest takeaway from this exploration? And if you found value in this message, hitting the like button and sharing this video with someone who might be ready to hear it is the best way to support our work. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, continue to consciously create your reality.